Hey Nicole, 5 years of owning the club. What emotions are running through your head right now?
I think the overriding emotion is pride. From what we've become and what we've built, it's been a real team effort. And when I think about over the last 5 years, the players that have developed us, the coaches who have gone through this journey with us, the volunteers who give up their time because they care so passionately about this club, to then the fans who are in the stands here, but also following us on the road, who really believe that this is their club. That's something I'm incredibly proud of. I think also an emotion is gratitude for people that have backed me, partners that have supported this journey, because without them we couldn't have done that. And for all of the people that have really felt part of this journey and supported, through thick and thin, because there have been challenges, there have been tough times, but everyone's been resilient. And I think what makes this club so special is the togetherness from players, staff, volunteers, all of the people that are involved. So a huge sense of gratitude. And then I think finally it's ambition, because 5 years doesn't feel like it's a sort of stopgap and a time to sort of reflect on what we have achieved. It's more about actually what we're going to achieve. So a huge sense of excitement because we've only really just begun.
So let's start from the beginning. Why did you decide to start this journey?
Well, I think it was after years of working in the football industry, nearly 15 years, men's football, women's football, and really having a strong belief that we could do things differently, an opportunity to rebuild structures, lead in a different way. And I think that was really important for something where we were trying to develop an independent club structure. And of course, I'm from Worcester, born and bred here. And even though I spent many years living in London throughout my football career of working in the business side of football, coming back here and having an opportunity to develop something and leave a lasting legacy on a city I'm so passionate about really was where this all started.
And obviously, something like this isn't easy. Have you ever faced any backlash as a female in a position of power, especially in the sports industry?
Yes, but I would say that has really shaped me as opposed to it kind of being, I suppose, the headline. So there's definitely been some challenging moments where I've felt like I've had to really prove myself above everybody else, or there's been moments where I've been tested perhaps more vigorously than my male counterparts. But do you know what? That's absolutely what shaped me and shaped the determination that has led me to do something like this. So I take it as a positive. I take it as something that actually really drives my motivation and determination. And it shouldn't be something that stops anyone else thinking that they could do the same. The industry is improving a lot, and I think visibility of female leaders is really a key part of that.
And looking back to year one, did the club turn out the way you originally imagined?
um, yes, because initially I imagined it as being a National League club. So our first sort of 3 year strategy from year one was to become a National League club, and we achieved that within those 3 years. There were certainly some curveballs along the way and some twists and turns, but ultimately we had a mission and we achieved that. So yes, it is. But now is a good time to reimagine how we want our club to look over the next 5 and 10 years.
And what was the biggest risk you took in those early days then?
I think it was the risk really was backing a vision that didn't have a sort of proof of concept at that point. Independent clubs in women's football hadn't really had an opportunity at that point to prove that it could be sustainable, that it could thrive. So it was a big risk for me personally. I left something that was very reliable and sustainable for me to actually build something that I really had to kind of put my entire belief and kind of dreams against, really. But you know what, the biggest risk would have been not doing something and actually not seeing the change in the city and the county that we have already, and what we will certainly see in the future. So big risks, but certainly big rewards.
Speaking about rewards, was there a specific moment when you felt, this club is really becoming something special?
Yeah, I think, do you know what? There are moments every week when I feel like this is special, and that often happens at the end of a game at Six Ways, win, lose, or draw, seeing the fans, seeing the players, interacting with all different generations of fans really makes me smile and think about how special this is, because you really do see from a fan perspective all of the different generations of families that come and follow. But I think if I had to pick three key moments, There was an FA Cup game away to Rotherham in November 2023. We won 5-0 and we had a great following of fans travel all the way up to Rotherham, which was amazing to see. We won so convincingly against a club that, has an EFL club behind it, was really something special. Then there was a moment last season, or in the summer actually, where we celebrated our 1 year anniversary of Kick and Mix and Kick and Connect. We had a social with all of the participants that play within that, and just seeing how much they get from partaking in Kick and Mix and Kick and Connect, and then becoming fans of the club and being part of that community was a really special feeling. And then from this season, the Kidderminster game at home, our Halloween special, nearly 500 people here, face painting, Pablo, fancy dress competition. It just really felt like it was all of the best of Worcester City women. And yes, great that we won, got the 3 points, but it was also about the fan engagement and the matchday experience and the positivity that I get from that, the comments that I get from people about how they had a great time and we've inspired people. That's really special.
And in these past 5 years, what changes have you seen in opportunities for women in football?
I think it's grown tremendously. The opportunities compared to when I was growing up, there weren't any opportunities. Doors were pretty much closed, and I've had to go and really push them open. We've certainly started to see now more opportunities for women in football and women in sport more generally, different roles. And I'm really proud of the gender diversity that we have at the club, from board level to the coaches to the media team. It's something that we've really focused on, and therefore what we're really proud of. And as a club, we're determined to create opportunities and really kind of guide the way and lead in the sense of how we can create opportunities, not just for women, but for male allies as well. And that's a really important part of our ambition and mission at the club.
And what advice would you give to women who want to lead in traditional male dominated industries?
I would say dare to dream. I had a dream when I was younger, and that was about playing football professionally. And I couldn't do that when I was younger because there just weren't the pathways and the structures to do that. But I, 5 years ago, fell on a new dream, which was to then make a difference and own my own football club. And, I still have to pinch myself now that I'm doing this and in this privileged position. So anything can happen. Dare to dream and be determined to go and see that dream through.
And just last one, where do you see the club in 5 more years?
Well, the ambition is clear. We want to be operating at a higher level of the football pyramid in this country. We want to have full-time players, coaches, and operate in an elite performance setting, high performance setting. We want to have a commercially sustainable model, and we want to really lead the way with how an independent women's football club can run and not just survive but thrive. But for me, winning and promotion isn't what defines success. It's about the impact that we have on the community, on our people. So ultimately, I see scale over the next 5 years, but I also see substance. And that's about actually, as a club, how we can impact and make a real positive change for women's football in the region. And we've already started that journey, but we've got a lot more of exciting things to come.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.